Now this leads to what I want to share with you is this. So because of this, I shared it at a broker's office I go to every Wednesday. Okay. Lo and behold, the owner of the company, the CFO and the CEO of the company, has a flip. They have a property, a beautiful $2 million property in Huntington Beach, and they did like nearly $1 million of renovation on it, and they need to move this, but it's not. And so they asked if we have a lender that can, because they're currently they're on a what do you call it, on a private money loan right now. And obviously, because they did private money, it's hard for them to qualify for even, let alone conventional, but a non-QM loan. And so I revisited WNB, and it's a very similar situation. They don't have the reserves, and the property currently isn't rented out. Okay, but what WNB does allow, guys, okay, is 1 day, and this was also listed out on the market. So when it comes to DSCR, guys, you'll find that a lot of these lenders won't touch the property if it was on the market the past 6 months. Okay, if it's within the if it was on the market, listed on the market within the 6 months, it's an exception. Okay, but WNB, 1 day out of removal from listing, they'll take it. Okay. Number two, I'm bringing up the rate sheet to show you guys this, so hang tight as I'm talking. Number two, they will accept a lease agreement immediately, meaning you provide a lease agreement, security deposit, and 1 month's rent, they will accept it. Every other lender required at least 2 months seasoning on that one, including Carrington. Okay. And then finally, this is the biggest thing, and I wish that the AE told me with my current, the one that I'm funding today, and that is, so gift funds for reserves are allowed. Okay, let me say that one more time. Gift funds for reserves are allowed. So that in itself is great, right? That's how I got I got the one today funded with the mom. Mom didn't have any funds, so the daughter gifted the funds to the mom. We're closing, and they just put the cash out away because of Social Security, right? And they're gonna explain to Social Security, hey, it was a mistake, whatever, it'll fly. They already consulted with their Social Security officer, with the administrator. And because it was gifted, we still needed to prove the donor's funds because it was through the escrow period, which was fine because it's a daughter. Daughter already had the funds seasoned. Okay. Now, here is, and I'm going to bring up their rate sheet to show you this. Here is a kicker that I learned through WMB. Okay. So I'm going to share you my screen. Okay, so I'm going to go down to their DSCR. Okay. Okay, so here you see that it says 100% gift funds allowed, including reserves. Okay. Here, actually, let me open up their matrix because it's in their matrix. Page 16. Okay, I want you guys to pay a really close attention to something that I didn't quite catch yet. Okay, and this is why it's so important to talk to your AEs and really read through these rate sheets. Under asset, it says asset seasoning not required. And I was like, what the heck does that mean? So I called the AE, and he explained it to me over the phone. He said, hey, look, we can't blatantly explain it on our matrix. We put it there, and we do hope that the lenders call us about this. So I want you to take a look at this here. Bank certification with current balance. Okay, bank certification with current balance. I didn't quite understand what that meant, guys. I'm being honest here. I did not understand what that meant until the AE gave me a sample. Okay, I'm going to share with you the sample. Here it is. So if you have a donor and they have, and okay, let's just say your borrower needs assets, but they don't have assets, but they do have a donor who can provide the assets, but other lenders are going to require the donor's 2 months bank statements to source it. WMB allows this here to be accepted: a deposit account balance from their bank showing account number, account type, the open date. It has to be at least 2 months, the current balance, obviously the name of the borrower, and that is it. So this here would justify and obviously be the, if you will, the workaround to provide or to qualify reserves, despite it being gifted from someone. So essentially, what happened here was, or what I'm going to do with my new borrower for the DSCR is, brother is going to gift fund the funds to the sister, who's my borrower. The borrower is gonna wait 1 day, go into the bank and get this deposit account balance summary. And because it doesn't show the transactions and shows a large deposit, thus not needing to have the donor provide their proof of funds and deposits, WMB will accept this document right here to suffice the reserve requirements. Do you guys all follow, or are there any questions?
Ragnar,
Yeah.
would you be able to compare the verification of deposit versus this one so we have a better understanding? Or do you know the difference?
Wait, sorry, what do you mean by verification of deposits?
On the matrix, there were 3 different types of assets.
Oh, yes.
One was the bank certification. Second was the 1 month bank statement. Third was the VOD. Do you know the difference of 3?
I do, yes. Here, let me pull it up though. Let me go back to that.
Maybe giving the difference, this is the key. If you know the difference of 3, then you can revive dead files from the grave. From all the hard money lenders out there, that's the major key. The WMB is the strongest right now. Uncomparably better, because all the other guys say you can give the down payment, the closing cost, not the reserve. But they are saying something totally opposite.
Yeah, so if you look at here, what Peter is alluding to is, so right here, in this section right here, so it says asset seasoning not required, right? But it does say, look, one option is just a 1 month bank statement. But in my scenario, if the donor deposits their funds into my borrower's account, there's going to be that large deposit that needs to be sourced. So 1 month bank statement is out of the question. A bank prepared and stamped 30-day transaction, same thing, right? It's a most recent 30 days. I mean, I could have my borrower have the donor deposited right now and wait 30 days out or 31 days and get a trailing 30 days, which it doesn't show the deposits. Or it's a VOD. A VOD is an actual form like a verification of rent or a VOE, a verification of employment. It's probably best that I show you a copy of it. But it is a form that the bank could fill out in lieu of, here it is, in lieu of a bank statement. Let me see. Have you guys all seen a verification of deposit before? Why isn't it opening up?
I can show you. I can share.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. For some reason, it's not populating.
Okay. Do you see what I share right now?
Yep. So if you guys see there, it doesn't break down on a VOD. It doesn't break down a transaction history. It doesn't show a transaction history of the different types of deposits, right? It really goes over your averages and the current balance, just like the deposit summary that I showed you. So this is another option that you can use. Okay, it's another option you can use. I am being told though by WBNB that just about virtually every bank, and they've worked with everyone from credit unions to all the major banks, Chase, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, they all provide a deposit summary. Again, or you can order this. I don't know if there's gonna be a fee associated with it. But again, this is another option that you can use. Okay. Any questions on the VOD or the bank certification? So the VOD is something that we can send out, our processing team can send out to the bank to get done. Whereas the bank certification is something more where the borrower will need to physically walk in and obtain. Yes, Peter, you were going to say something?
Yes. So to clarify, or to get into a little bit more detail, 60 days shows 8,620 on this file. 30 days shows 12,940. Current shows $18,000. If we use the VOD, verification of deposit, we use the lowest of the 60s. So what Wagner is showing, the bank certification allows us to use the current balance. That's the key term. There are very few allowing us to do it. 1 month of bank statement, if you have, let's say, accidentally deposited a random $1 million check 60 days ago, providing a clean 1 month bank statement is easier. We don't have to ask anyone. The next step, where the client has to walk into the branch and get the certification, we don't have to charge any fees. There's no waiting turnaround time. We just get it in next 10 to 15 minutes. Third option, VOD, is required only if the client has too many transaction histories or too many deposit histories, or the numbers are showing greater than $10,000 difference. In this case, what we had problems with, the current investor couldn't take the bank certification, so we had to do VOD. And this guy, he told me that he had enough money, turning out that he doesn't for the last 60 days. So we ended up using the cash out proceeds to cover the reserve amount, which jeopardized the transaction because LTV changed, and we could have closed it 2 weeks ago, but we had to do all over again because of the CD. When the APR changes, when the rate goes up, 3-day counting all over starts again. So what Wagner shared today is penetrating through the giving tree is the strongest point, that we can work as a lender and a broker at the same time, presenting to our realtors and the clients that we can provide something completely different than other people are saying, completely opposite of what they say.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to kind of highlight, right? Again, gift funds are not going to be gift funds are acceptable for reserves, right? You guys all know that most programs, I'm sure you've dealt with, gift funds after, there's going to be some kind of minimum contribution at the very least, or otherwise with investment properties, gift funds are not allowed, right? With conventional loans. Now, we not only are gift funds allowed, but this deposit account balance summary really does help, and the VOD, as Peter shared, really you have two different options now to overcome any obstacles when it comes to evidence of donors' funds, okay, or large deposits, right? The second thing again is if the property is currently listed to be sold, 1 day out of removing that listing, the property, they can do the loan. And then number 3 is again if it's currently not rented, just like Fannie Freddie guidelines, as long as there is a rental agreement or lease agreement, and then evidence of first month's security deposit and first month's rent rather, they can use 100% of that rental income. Okay, I mean, this is probably the most powerful really product I think I've come across personally outside of Change Wholesale's no income on a personal loan. It's already helped me get. I kid you not, guys. I shared this with the group, a realty group, a broker office last week, and I already got a deal out of it, right? And it's another $2 million deal. Okay. So that's really my win for the week, guys. But I also wanted to share this. For the remaining time, I just wanted to kind of, allow this an open forum for us to talk about the kind of wrap up and the different programs that we've discussed over the past few months. What you guys are seeing out in the marketplace. I will tell you this right now, as C has said, and as many of you guys have also, share that it's a busier market right now than just 2 months ago, right? Right now, specifically that same brokerage right now, they share their last 13 closed transactions. 13 closed transactions. Every single one of them entailed a seller credit. Okay, and what they are pitching with the seller credit is to do the temporary buy downs. Okay, so these loan officers, they know what they're doing too. Okay, so you got to know your competition. They're getting in selling, hey, knowing that the sellers, it's a market where sellers are willing to concede credit. Use that to get a 3% rate. Use that to get a 4% rate. Okay, don't sell that 7% right now necessarily. Okay. What else am I seeing? I'm seeing a lot of people, and this is shared and this is echoed by other agents. Okay. Ragnar, what are rates doing? What do you think they're going to do? Are they coming down? Number one, you sell that they are coming down. They have been coming down for the past couple of months. But you're also telling them, while they may not necessarily see the fives, okay, fixed rates or market rates at fives right now, the anticipation is rates coming down next year even further. Okay, you don't need to tell them what it's going to be because I don't think anyone knows. It could be in the fives officially, but we don't know. But you are letting them know that they're coming down, and so right now is a time to buy. But today is a good time to take advantage. Orange County overall right now, I mean, different pockets, we're seeing about a negative 2% depreciation. Okay, that's not significant. Okay, other markets are seeing considerably more, but we're seeing 1 to 2% decline right now on average in the Orange County. So, how do you relay that? You're saying, look, yes, property values are coming down, but it's not a lot. It's not substantial, but it's a perfect time for both sellers and buyers to come to an agreement on, hey, that 2% more or less. Why don't we just make it for everyone's work? Let it work for everyone, right? Seller gets to sell the house. Buyer gets to use that additional credit to buy down as a temporary or a permanent buy down. Okay, those are the two things that I wanted to share with you from the eyes and perspective of realtors. We have gone through now, just in this past 2 months, bank statement loans, P&L, equitable title, the 3.5 I-10, written COEs, community loan, mobile home, SBA, DSCR, reverse, commercial. Once again, have you guys been able to employ that out in the marketplace? Has anyone been able to recently close using one of those programs? Any shares? Any takeaways?